Heck yeah. It's like a roller coaster. At first you're a little freaked out and scared, but then it becomes fun.
I love that description.
That's how life is.
And it should be. That's the way it should be.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of life, in our last segment, we kind of wanted to talk about a little bit more, less about the financial crisis, the housing market, but just kind of finish off, like, just please be aware, be cognizant, I guess is the right word, of what's going on. Educate yourself. There are many rabbit holes you can go down, and all of a sudden your eyes are wide and your ears are overloaded, but just keep going. But make sure you're taking time right now to get into your gear. And we're going to get into a little prepper tip here and kind of a gear highlight real quick. But Shane's prepared this.
Yeah, absolutely. The prepper tip of the day, I guess we'll call this segment. One thing that that we talk about is home security.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to keep your home secure, keep the doors locked, and so forth. But the aspect I want to talk about today is your garage door in particular.
It's one of the most vulnerable spots on your house, and people don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
That and the bathroom windows, because for some reason people leave those open all the time.
Yeah, to ventilate the moisture out
there.
The
stink.
Yeah. The stink or the moisture from the
Or steam.
Yeah. And so
Stink.
your garage door, and there are plenty of videos in the Matrix, right, on YouTube here, that you can go and learn how to do some of these things. I'm just going to keep this kind of short and sweet. Most or all garage doors have an emergency release lever, right? And, bad guys know this. And if you take a coat hanger, it can be slid through the opening at the top of the door, and those who know what they're doing can release your emergency release handle and lift your garage door up. So there are, again, little videos on YouTube where you can take a zip tie, and you can zip tie that in place where it is harder to pull down. You can still pull it down and break that zip tie yourself, but it cannot be broken with a simple coat hanger.
Right.
So one simple way to secure your garage door, especially if you have windows at the top of your garage door and you can see, they can see that disconnect. That's really easy to pull that disconnect with a wire of some sort. So take that precaution. Another thing also is garage door openers. Use frequencies, right? That frequency can be captured by nefarious parties and then rebroadcast. So when you're not there, they can capture it when you push the button. If they're sitting nearby, they can capture that frequency and then rebroadcast it after you leave, and you have easy access to your home. Because most people will leave, I know we do it a lot of the time, leave the door into the house from the garage unlocked, especially when you leave. We don't always lock that door. And once they get the garage door open, you got free reign to the house. They can even park in the garage, load up their vehicle, and very discreetly drive away with a lot of your valuables. So if you're really concerned about that, there are garage door openers out there that can rotate code. The code rotates so that it's a different code every time you push the button. So when it gets captured, they'll be rebroadcasting the wrong code, and it's much more secure that way. So
it eventually will be right, but it's usually like
hundreds of thousands, millions of combinations.
Tries later, they might get it.
Yeah.
I've gone ahead and I've actually already posted one of those videos to our Facebook page. So find us.
Oh, cool.
Facebook.com/Prepper Talk Radio, and you will get to see what we're talking about here.
And for me at our home, when we go on longer vacations, I've actually you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, and you can find call it a deadbolt for your garage door. It's a lever that you can bolt onto the either side of your door, both sides, and it will fit through a slot that's already built into the track of your garage door.
Yeah.
So you slide the lever over, and the door's not going anywhere unless you unlock it, pull the lever back, and you can lock one side or lock both sides.
And how handy would that be?
Super quick and easy.
In a grid down scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. Secure the garage door, run those bolts in, and nobody's opening that door.
Yeah. As well as on regular vacation. Obviously, you want to secure your home as best you can. We all take the precautions we go through. Hopefully, every night before you go to bed, you go through and make sure all the windows are closed, all the access points are locked, so that your family and your loved ones are safe. But how many of us actually check to make sure our garage door is really secure?
And another thought is, if you're parking outside of your garage and your garage door opener is inside your car, how easy is it for someone to break into your car, take your garage door opener, and open the garage door, and then walk into your house? Are you locking that deadbolt in your garage door, the access door into your home at night? Hopefully you have a deadbolt on there and not just just a regular doorknob lock because
Yeah.
you got 2 layers there. Why would I need a deadbolt? No, I think it's important to have a deadbolt on there as well, and maybe even additional locks on that door as well, and a nice steel door.
Absolutely.
To keep people from getting into your house. In your garage, okay, that's one thing, they can steal stuff, but if they break into the house where the kids are, that's a whole
Stuff's
issue.
replaceable, but family's not.
And you don't want to have to shoot anybody. Yeah, you can say, yeah, I've got guns in the house,
Speaking of shooting
but
somebody,
you don't want to have to shoot anybody.
Did you hear about the Starbucks shooting?
I did, yeah.
So I was actually driving right by it
Oh,
right
really?
after it happened.
Yeah.
And the police were all there. And so for those of you not paying attention to the local news, like, this is why, Utah Gun Exchange is so important, why preparedness is so important. A crazed lunatic who's basically high on some kind of drug, they didn't explain what it was yet, came into Starbucks and immediately started assaulting one of the baristas. And a do-gooder was there and armed, and no one could get this guy to stop and stand down. He was crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. He was drugged. The guy was high off his kite, and the do-gooder shot him in the chest, which stopped him for a little while. But the police had to use multiple tasers and 4 officers to restrain this guy. And they're like, he's incredibly strong. He's out of control. He doesn't even know what he's doing, and he's shot into the chest and still going forward.
And what caught me off guard about the story is that, is as I read the account, the first lady who was attacked, her first thought was, why is nobody helping me? I'm getting beat up here. Why is nobody helping me? And obviously at Starbucks, there's a lot of people around. You would think, I would be one to jump right in and, put my arm around this guy's neck and try and choke him out.
Yeah. Right? But there's not enough do-gooders anymore. There's not enough people that are trying to help other people that are paying attention. That's the other thing is secure your home, but also secure your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention. We've talked about the markets. Pay attention to the markets, but pay attention to your surroundings because you never know when someone's going to snap.
But I'm not motivated by fear, Scott.
Well, that's not fear. That's vigilance. Vigilance is keeping your family and those around you safe.
I don't want to live like that.
It's not a place of fear that I operate from. I operate from a place of awareness.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And I think that's the mindset that people need to get past. Is like, oh, I don't want that negativity in my life, right? I don't want to have to worry about that all the time. But you should.
The sad truth that I've kind of had to subscribe to or succumb. I guess my beliefs have had to change or evolve somewhat to what the current situation is. But the sad truth is that there are more bad things going on than we want to believe. And we have 0 to maybe 3% control over those things. But we have 100% control over how we respond to things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where we need to take more responsibility. Secure your family. Be aware of what's going on around you. Because that will keep you protected, and that will keep you safe, and that will keep you happier. I am happier when I pay better attention to what's going on. When I'm not paying attention, I'll get hung up on something, and that's when worry sets in. When you're more aware of what's going on, and you're more well-rounded, and you're more engaged, things are generally a lot better.
Well, I think our electronics are very distracting that way, in that you're not present. When you're there, you're not present. Like I imagine there were a dozen people or so sitting around with their heads
laptops
in their laptops or in their phones or whatever. And when something happened, it caught them totally off guard that they didn't really even understand. It didn't compute. It doesn't. So I don't understand what's going on.
They couldn't fight or flight. They were frozen.
Yeah, exactly. Because they were not present. They weren't even there. They were somewhere else.
Disassociated so far.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Is they were disassociated. So when that event happened, they're like, they couldn't even think. Really, their thought process there was no process happening at all during that. Like, what should I do? Should I jump on this guy's back, or should I yell for somebody to help? You're right there. You're help. You are help. You are help. You don't need to run for help. You are help.
And if you're the only one there for help, you can't go for help. You have to be the help.
You are the help. Yeah.
Right? You have to be the help. Ladies and gentlemen, you are responsible to help those around you. I don't care your political affiliation, your
whether you
religious
like it or not.
affiliation, whether you like it or not, you need to be able to help other people. And if you're not taking measures and taking steps to keep yourself aware and keep yourself alert, it's to your own demise and your own downfall. It's like, it's such a great opportunity you have right now when nothing is going bad specifically for you, that you can take a little time and effort and you can be okay with things. You can, Stan Pruitt, Urban Survivors, great example. He trains every day. Why? Because as soon as he stops training, he stops remembering what to do. The muscle memory goes away. The instinct goes away. And he tries to teach us and everyone else the same thing. Every practitioner I've ever met of any martial art, it's, if you're not using it, you're losing it.
Well, what good is a dull knife?
Right?
Carry around a knife every day, but darn well better be sharp.
Absolutely. And do you know how to use it? Not just for cutting little ropes
Opening
and
boxes.
strings and boxes. My number one use for my knife is opening boxes.
Yeah.
Packages from Amazon that I get in the mail, right? I think that's what most people use knives for. And they're always, I need a knife. Oh, we got to go find a knife. Carry a knife on you all the time. Yeah. It's easier. It's a good tool. I think to wrap up our tools, our prepper tips of the day, lock your garage, secure with a Ziploc your opener, get a rotating frequency
Opener broadcast.
And then when you are out and about, be aware of what's going on. Pay attention.
Yeah, there are other, of course, videos on YouTube that show when people pulling up to their garage. It's a very vulnerable time for someone to pull up behind them and assault them or rob them, whatever. So yeah, there's our music. So thanks for joining us here on Prepper Talk Radio. We're going to be back for the second hour with Utah Gun Exchange. We're going to talk about survival weapons in particular. Woo-hoo. So come join us after the break.
What would you do with extra money every month? Pay off your debt, save for retirement, travel, or upgrade your lifestyle? If you're ready to see your paychecks do more for you, start budgeting with Every Dollar. Every Dollar is a free budget app that is helping people find money they didn't know they had. People are saving thousands. If piles of paper and complicated spreadsheets come to mind, when you think about budgeting, you're not alone. Thankfully, Every Dollar has taken the headache out of budgeting and made it something people actually enjoy. In less than 10 minutes, you can create your first budget. No calculator or spreadsheet needed. Even better, with the Every Dollar mobile app, your budget is always with you, making it easy to update your budget and track your spending while on the go. It's your money and your life. Get more out of both with an Every Dollar budget. Create your free budget today at everydollar.com. That's everydollar.com.
There are certain things in